Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news is happening in Grosse Pointe Woods. That's where evacuations are underway after a major gas leak in the area. We just learned that crews hit a gas line just after 10 a.m., causing 10 homes to be evacuated. Right now, Mack Avenue and several other side streets are closed because of this. People are being asked to avoid the area of Mack and Allard Road. Local 4's Jason Colthorpe is joining us live now near that impacted area. And Jason, do we know how long these evacuations and road closures are going to last?
No, I just checked with the Grosse Pointe Woods Fire Department, and they've told me they don't know how long this is going to last. If you look down here for at the end of the block, you're talking about Mack and Allard, and Mack is still closed off in that area. There's a Starbucks and a bank there. Those are two of the businesses that have been evacuated because of this, along with 10 homes that are very close to that leak at the end of the road. And the update, the good news, is what you don't hear at this moment, and that's a huge howling sound that was the gas coming up out of that pipe that was ruptured by construction crews. I want you to take a look at some video we shot earlier around here. Homeowners were out of their homes waiting, trying to get some answers and find out. But it turns out construction crews in this area have been working on replacing gas mains and sewer lines. It's a huge project. And today, one of those mains got hit. And we talked to some homeowners just about what it sounded like, what they were going through. And as we're talking, as you're listening to this, listen to the sound in the background of the gas that's leaking, shooting out of that pipe.
They were working on replacing the sidewalks after replacing the gas meters a couple weeks ago, and there was a bit of an explosion, and you can hear the gas coming out so strong. It's like a volcano of gas down there.
It's very frightening, yeah. I'm just hoping it gets cleared up here. We have a lot of neighbors with animals who aren't home right now and that sort of thing, so hopefully we can get this taken care of.
Now, I did talk to one of the guys on scene here who said it's not as simple as just turning it off and letting everybody get back in their homes, because once they've shut that down, they got to make the repair before they can turn it back on, although one of the homeowners seems to think he still has gas. So I think it's still a fluid situation. The DTE emergency crews got on scene about an hour ago, and they're the ones that had to turn that off and make this repair. So they're working, and we'll be following the situation as it all unfolds. Evrod, back to you.
All righty. Hopefully they get it under control very soon. Jason, thank you. New at noon now, we have learned Dr. Jumana Nagarwala, who's accused of performing female genital mutilation procedures on young girls, has been fired from Henry Ford Hospital. Her dismissal comes just hours before she heads back to federal court for a hearing. Nagarwala is one of 3 people involved in this case. The other 2 face an indictment, and all are facing charges in one case. We're going to be at that hearing for you. We're going to have reports on what happened starting on Local 4 News first at 4. Well, turning to the forecast now, we have warmed up into the 70s. Andrew, rain is on the way. In fact, do I hear rain above the roof here on Local 4 Studios?
Yeah, some of it is arriving right now here in downtown Detroit, where the gas leak is over in Grosse Pointe Woods as well. Here, take a look at 4 Live radar. I'll zoom in closer. Some of the rain a bit heavy. That's why you can hear it above our heads here at the studio. See that area of red and yellow right there? That's a moderate to heavy shower right over downtown Detroit. We've seen a couple of thunderstorms within the past couple of hours. No lightning bolts here, so not a thunderstorm so far with this one, but you always want to be careful as the streets just start to get wet. That's when they can be at their slipperiest. And we still have more moisture off to our west and south. Showers also exist here in Monroe County, in Lenawee County, also in Washtenaw County around Ann Arbor, and all this steadily moving to the north. So Port Huron, you might have cloudy skies right now, no rain yet, but this is on the way within the next 15 to 20 minutes. And you have a line of showers out here farther off to the west. So we got these midday showers. You can see them here on our Skycam. 67 degrees now. That's down from 72 degrees just within the past couple of hours. And yes, this rain will be affecting the baseball game that is supposed to start at 1 p.m. So far, I think it's still set to start on time. But bring a poncho when you come downtown for Comerica Park. We'll talk more about this afternoon and your weekend coming right up.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Right now, we want to get to even more breaking news, this time from overseas. London police have arrested a man with knives near Parliament on suspicion of terrorism. Police simply saying that the man is in his late 20s and was taken into custody as part of an ongoing operation. The knives have since been recovered, and police say there's no immediate known threat to the public. Here closer to home now and also developing, surveillance video captures a driver slamming into a gas station pump before running away. This all happened early this morning on Van Dyke Road in between 7 and 8 Mile roads. Now, as our Nick Monticelli reports, police believe the driver was trying to get away from yet another crash scene.
Good afternoon. There used to be a gas pump here at this Marathon station between 7 and 8 Mile Road on the east side of Van Dyke. In fact, that exact gas pump is sitting right over there as crews are loading it up, trying to take it out of here. Let's take a look at the surveillance video to give you a better idea of exactly what happened here. At about 5:25 this morning, you can see this black Chrysler 300 coming through the parking lot here at the gas station pretty slowly and then crashing in to that gas pump. It tips over onto the car that was next to it. You can see the guys get out, run away because they're afraid there's going to be a fire. And then if you look closely, you can see the driver of this Chrysler open the door, get out, take her bags, and then walk away. So obviously DPD trying to figure out where she might be at the time. Now, what's interesting in all of this is that there was nobody hurt, no injuries, so this is technically just an accident. However, it's possible it could be tied to a hit and run. This is something investigators are still looking into right now. But take a look at this video. This hit and run with this rolled over vehicle happened at 7 Mile Road in Van Dyke in front of this McDonald's, which is only maybe half a mile away. So there is a possibility all this could be involved. But as I mentioned, there was nobody injured in any of this, and DPD continues to investigate. Here on Detroit's East Side, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, thank you. Ann Arbor police now investigating after a very scary situation involving a group of children. Those children told police that they were approached by a man with a gun. This incident happening at the end of the school day on Lorraine Street near Scarlett Middle School and Mitchell Elementary School. About 5 boys, ages 11 and 12, told police that they were walking home when a man in a dark-colored minivan pulled up next to them, and they say the driver showed off a handgun, pointing it at the car's ceiling. The boys then ran away and told their parents. Thankfully, none of them were hurt, and no other incidents have been reported in that area, but pretty scary. Ford Motor Company now releasing its first quarter earnings. The Dearborn-based automaker's net income fell by 35% to $1.6 billion. The results were caused by costly recalls, lower sales, and rising prices for steel and other materials. Ford says it remains on track to earn a full-year pre-tax profit of $9 billion, but that is down from $10.4 billion from last year, 2016. All right, still ahead here on Local 4 News at noon. United Airlines making a policy change. Find out what the airline is now doing when it comes to overbooking. Plus, fires break out at Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, and investigators are saying they were intentionally set. And as President Trump approaches his 100th day in office, lawmakers are now talking health care reform once again. Find out why some Republicans are backing the new effort after not supporting the last health care bill. And we are continuing to follow breaking news from Grosse Pointe Woods this afternoon. That's where a major gas leak near Mack and Allard Road has caused several homes and businesses to evacuate. There have been no reports of any injuries so far. The area, however, is still expected to remain closed for another 4 to 5 hours, definitely affecting people that live in those homes and go to those businesses. We do have a crew there on the scene. Our Jason Coulter is there live. We're going to have updates throughout the afternoon for you, both on the air and on clickondetroit.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. President Donald Trump unveiled the broad strokes of his tax plan as he focuses on his first 100 days in office. Now, there might also be new life in a plan to overhaul the healthcare system. Edward Lawrence reports from Washington.
President Donald Trump outlined a new tax system that reduces the number of tax brackets from 7 to 3. He wants to cut the corporate tax rate to 15% and eliminate the estate and alternative minimum tax. The plan also doubles the amount of deductions individuals and couples can make, putting more money in your pocket.
Our principles are we want to pay for this with economic growth and with reducing lots and lots of special interest deductions.
The White House would not answer questions about how much the plan would reduce or increase the current deficit.
So I just wish they'd be honest. It's expensive, it's going to cost a lot of money, and it's a tax cut.
As the House and Senate talk about the tax plan, new life for the health care bill. A group of conservative House Republicans came out in favor of the bill after some changes were made.
Now, with this amendment, we are at least going to give the option for some states who will get this waiver to lower premiums.
The revised bill allows states to opt out of covering essential benefits like ER visits and maternity care, while letting insurers charge more for pre-existing conditions. Still, states must show how they plan to cover people in the high-risk health pool.
The amendment that's being proposed actually takes us in the wrong direction and further weakens protections for people with pre-existing conditions.
Even if the House passes the Changed American Health Care Act, there may be a tough road in the Senate. Edward Lawrence, Local 4.
Police now have made an arrest after fires were intentionally set inside of Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. The fires there happened Wednesday in the women's bathroom, right on the pool deck, and in the hallway of the 17th floor. Officials found toasters in both areas used to intentionally set those fires. And we have learned that one security officer was hurt in those fires. The man in custody faces charges of first-degree arson and burglary. United Airlines now making headlines after police violently pulled a man off of a flight. You might remember that story. Well, now the airline has a list of steps to take so recent history won't repeat itself. Today, United released results of an internal review after controversy. The report includes recommendations to prevent it from happening again. And the recommendations are 10 new or updated customer service policies, including limiting use of law enforcement, reducing the amount of overbooking, and increasing customer compensation incentives up to $10,000.
New at noon.
Holy cow! Oh my God!
A Northern California rock slide all caught on camera. You can hear the nervousness in this woman's voice. We'll tell you what state workers did right before the rock started falling that prevented anyone from getting hurt, Andrew.
That's amazing. Can't wait to hear that story, Evrod. We have rain moving in right now, some of it heavy, even a couple of thunderstorms. We'll talk more about these afternoon storms, how long they last, and your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
You send your kids off to college, never expecting this could happen. A local university professor arrested after police search his home. So what was really going on inside?
They abuse that position, that authority to get young people in a very bad situation.
I would never expect anything to happen like that.
I'm Local 4 Defender Karen Drew with the investigation tonight at 11. Only at Suburban.
Are you an injured?
Coming up today on an all-new Ellen, Kim Kardashian West sits down for her first interview since the terrifying Paris robbery.
I know this sounds crazy, but I know that was meant to happen to me. I don't want to start crying, but I feel like that was so meant to happen to me. I'm such a different person.
Kim opens up about the robbery, walking us through every detail, including why the crime made her a better person. Plus, she also shares her feelings towards Caitlyn Jenner. Be sure to watch Ellen at 3, followed by Local 4 News, first at 4.
All right, we've got meteorologist Andrew Humphrey joining me now, and I just checked the Tigers' Twitter and website, and so far the game is still on for 110.
Keep hoping and praying, fingers crossed, because we do have more moisture that's moving through, Evrod. Now, this is not going to last all afternoon, so if there are any changes with that start time, I think they'll still be able to get some baseball in. Here, let me zoom in closer, get closer to downtown Detroit once again. Still have some of that heavier rain still moving through, still streaming in, now affecting portions of southern Macomb County at this hour, including the Grosse Points and portions of eastern Wayne County, downriver as well, in places like Wyandotte. In fact, there have been a couple of rounds of lightning showing up. You can see a lightning strike here right over western Lake Erie. Another one that's starting to fade away because it happened more than 15 minutes ago just off the coast of Monroe. But we're looking at temperatures right now mostly in the upper 70s, low 60s, and we might see some more of this rain move through, and we might see one or two rounds of thunder, or see one or two rounds of lightning again. No widespread thunderstorm activity, but there's still quite a bit of moisture that's moving through southeast Michigan now. There's a bit more down to our south. You can see at the end of this loop here, there's this gap right here of drier air here in northwest Ohio. You got this thin line of shower and thunderstorm activity moving through south central Michigan, but all of it is racing through pretty quickly. So I'd say between now and about 2 p.m. are the best times of this rain activity to continue. After 2 p.m., any shower activity becomes more scattered or leaves entirely. heavy. That's why I think we'll still have some baseball to be played right here in downtown Detroit. 67 degrees currently. Always be careful on wet roadways if you're just leaving the house right now to try to come downtown for any reason, whether it's baseball, business, or just for fun. Be careful on these wet roadways. Make sure you take your time. 67 degrees behind a cold front. You can see 63 right now in Livingston County, while it's in the upper 60s and low 70s still from Ferndale and here in downtown Detroit. We'll see our temperatures gradually decrease throughout much of this afternoon into the low 60s by dinner time. Bit breezy out there too. Make sure you grab a windbreaker as well as your poncho. Hold on to your hats, everybody. We've got wind gusts up to around 20 or even 25 miles per hour or greater. As you can see, as we go through this computer model, these showers continue to race through the area. I think for the afternoon commute, we are much drier. Once this cold front moves through, it also becomes chillier for tonight, but we have more moisture setting up to our west. Yes, that's in time for our weekend, and in between, we'll have some dryness. Again, 72 was already the high today. We'll see temperatures go from the upper 60s, low 70s where they are now, through the low 60s by dinner time this evening. Best chance of these showers and thunderstorms to move through is now and over the next couple of hours. After 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it becomes drier, mostly cloudy overnight. As you can see, though, it gets chillier. Temperatures down in the 40s. Maybe crank those heaters, turn them on once again. 65 for tomorrow, so a bit cooler than today, but that's still seasonable, and drier with partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. After that, yeah, another separate system moves in for our weekend. Scattered showers on Saturday, a better chance of rain on Sunday. So plan on those indoor activities. We got Bow Wow Brunch. I'll see you there at MGM Detroit on Saturday. You also have book stock on both Saturday and Sunday, and still cool into early next week. Evrod.
All righty, Andrew, thank you. A highway in California shut down after a landslide sent crews running for cover. Take a look at this.
Run! Run! Oh my God! Holy cow! Oh my God!
Unreal. Fortunately, the crew closed the road to traffic right before those rocks started falling. This is happening all along the California coast, just north of San Francisco. And witnesses say that those workers saved their lives with their actions. The highway is expected to be closed for the next week, but pretty remarkable. So if you're thinking about selling your home, now might actually be a good time to do so. New research says that people who sold their homes in the first 3 months of this year saw an average price gain from purchase of $44,000, the highest gain in a decade. And the median home price in the U.S. currently stands at $225,000, which is up 13% from a year ago. Analysts say the boosts are due to low housing supply in competitive markets where bidding wars and above asking prices are pretty common. All right, Lions fans going to be keeping a close eye on what's happening in Philadelphia tonight for this year's NFL Draft. The event starts at 8 p.m. The Lions hold the 21st pick. And most experts are predicting that they'll go with a defensive player for the first round. Our Bernie Smilovitz will be breaking down their pick tonight for you on Local 4 News at 11 p.m. So definitely want to tune in for that. All right, still ahead here on Local 4 News at noon, we're talking Starbucks. The company releases plans to build its largest location ever. Look at how huge this is. We'll tell you where and when it'll open and what makes this location so unique. Coming up next.
Replay.
All right, finally here at noon, everybody, Starbucks plans to open its largest location yet on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, though.
That's right, Evrod. Not Michigan Avenue, Detroit. This is what Starbucks Reserve is expected to look like once it opens on Chicago's Magnificent Mile in 2019.
There you can see 4 stories high. It'll also have 43,000 square feet. And unlike regular Starbucks, it'll feature roasting, brewing, packaging rare Reserve coffees from all around the world. But do they have the unicorn Frappuccino?
Exactly.
Have a great day.